sorry, had a lunch. Sorry, everyone had a lunch, and so it will be little sleepy. So we can have some quiz kind of thing. Okay, so let me ask you some quiz questions in the chat box so you can answer. Okay, if you know the answer, you can just answer it off. So yeah, so it is related to JavaScript only. Okay, let me have a question. I think we didn't go for document object model. So let me have a question. Okay, so let me have a question like this. So if you know the answer, you can just put it in the chat box. Okay. Question is, I have a function. Okay. So equals to is my function name. I'm giving a let num as equals to 10. Okay. So I'm just assuming like a num equals to that is triple equals to I'm giving equals to 10. Or let it be like this. I don't want to be lengthier. I'm just trying to print document.write of. I'm just checking 10 is equals to 10. So what answer you will get for this one? Is it true or false? Any guess? You put it in the chat box. Just tell me what is the output for it. So documents dot 10 equals to. That is, I'm using a triple equals to for this one. Any answer? This is like a wake up question. I think you here have an answer by seeing this triple equals to. Just think and tell me. Okay, great, Sindhuja. Can you tell me again why it is false? Okay, I'll give one more, the same thing, document dot write of 10 double equals to. Sorry. So here, Sindhuja told it is false. Exactly right. Can you tell me the answer for this one? I need answer. Why is it false? And if you are telling any answer for the second one, tell me why it is that. So number and string is there. Okay. The string and the integer value are not sync. Okay, great. So actually, this is also one of the interview question, JavaScript interview question. They will ask you about, we can say this triple equals to as a strict operator, or we can say it like, you know, yes. So we can say it as a strict operator or triple equals to. Okay. Mainly they will be in an interview, they will ask what is a strict operator. Strict operator is that is triple equals to. So here it will check the data types. So here, if yes, wonderful, someone have answered. Imagine, yeah, imagine it, you're right. It's a different data type, so that is the reason you are getting a false. So here, what will be the answer for this one? The second one. For this one, what is the answer? No idea. So Keith is saying for the second one it is false. I don't think so. Any other answers? Keith, just check and tell me. It is just a equals to operator. Exactly, that is true because in this, double equals to, just check whether it is, true or false. Okay, sorry, whether it will check whether it's the same value we are getting. Okay. Okay. Okay, ma. So now we'll just get into the daily, that is a lesson part. Okay. Yeah. So now we will discuss about what is called as a DOM. Okay. So now, before going for lunch, we discuss what is DOM. So DOM is nothing but it's a document object model, and why we are using this. So why we are using this? Any idea? So I'll give you the some statements because it is very important. So let me give it here. Okay. So DOM is nothing but it's a programming interface for HTML. Okay. Programming interface for, sorry, for HTML. And second point is like it defines a logical, an interview point of view, we need to give these answers. Okay. So it's a logical structure of document. Okay. And the third part is like the way of document is accessed and manipulated. Okay. So these are the points you have to mention. So what is DOM? Clear? So the next thing is, so why DOM is required? So why we need this? That is the second thing. So why we need this? Why we need to use this? So example, so HTML, if you use to structure the web page, right? So JavaScript is used to add the behavior to our web page. So some behavior we are going to give. So if example, I'm loading the HTML file into the browser. Okay, that is while you are running the, just opening the Chrome file, what happens? It is loaded into the browser. Then what happens? We don't know. Then what is going to perform, that we don't know, when the developers will understand what's going to happen. So now the JavaScript cannot understand the HTML document directly. Whatever you're giving, so whatever we have typed here, the things, the JavaScript will not, that is it is not going to understand, cannot understand the HTML document directly. So what happened is we need a DOM. So in the understanding purpose, a JavaScript will consider all the elements as an object. So if you go and see, so first, that is object is what? Windows and document. We have after that document. And here in the document, we'll have multiple elements like link, form, and anchor. Inside the form, I have something called as input and select. It goes on like this, right? So like this only it will be evaluated. Can you tell me how normally we will access the object values? how we will access the object values. So the morning session I told you like how to access the object. Kavya, please be on mute. Yeah. Can you anyone tell me so how to access the object in JavaScript? So in the morning session we have done. Do you remember? So I'll give the point here. So JavaScript cannot understand HTML directly. So that is the only reason we are using this DOM. Okay. So no one knows how to access morning. How I told you, like we have something like this, and we have some name A colon, sorry, B colon, some value like this, and how we will accessing the values. We'll be using a object that is A dot of what is a particular value. So like that we will be doing, right? The same case here also in the DOM we will be considering all the element as a object. So let's see how we can work with this. So the first thing is we'll just confirm what are the different methods we are going to use to fetch the elements. So I want to fetch this element one by one. So inside this form I need to try to emphasize this input and the select. Then what I will do, so I'll be fetching it. So let's see how we can fetch this. So let's see. I'll just remove this one. Okay. So inside the script element, first we'll understand how to print the value. We already know document.write is a method. Now I'm going to fetch some ID element. So what is called ID element? Okay, let's take in the heading. Okay, I have one heading element, and let's have one more element. Let me give this as a documents get ID method. Okay, and the next thing is let me copy this. Document method. Okay, I have two things here for the identification. I'm just going to change the presentation only for the heading one. So I'll give a name as A. So now, so in the script element, what I will do is just okay, here in this place, what is a particular thing we need to use? I'm going to select the document. So Windows is a default thing, so we don't want to mention if you're using some method of Windows, don't want to mention like window.alert. Okay, instead of you can directly give it as an alert method. Okay, but in the document, all the methods should once again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so here. So in the script element, first we need to give a document object dot get element by ID. Okay. So what is the ID name? To fetch this, you need to use this method. Okay. For each and everything, for fetching the elements, you have a method name. So here I will give as A. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to color this. In style, that is in CSS, how we can color this, either you can go with inline or you can go with the internal. But here we have the object that is called as a style, will be considered as an object. So style dot, I'm going to color this text. I'm going to text the color. So what value it's going to be? I'm going to change this to red. So everyone is on the line. So see, uh, so if you have any doubt, please let me know. So let me consider this thing. Okay. So here I have a document. So inside this document, I have some heading. Okay. So in the heading ID, that is, we'll consider as a A, that what I'm going to do, I'm going to style it. So style. So it, whatever example, if you are going to change some background color, you can mention as a background color. If it is a normal color, then you can mention it as a color. Okay. Or a font family, whatever it may be. Next to this, you need to mention, and finally, you will give the values. Okay. So let's check the output. Um, let me Okay, let me put this in the body element itself. Let's see. Yeah. So now it is working. Okay. So like this, you are fetching each and every elements. Okay. So the next thing is, we'll see how we can, select the names. If it is an element name, directly the element name. So how we can fetch this? Let's see one example. Let me take. Okay. So let me take some input. Okay. So let me take it as an input. So I'll take some two check boxes. Okay. Input type equals to checkbox. It closes off, and then I give a value as value to be something called, we can give name one. Okay. And one more thing is, giving as a name two. So like this, have given some two values. Now, inside this, okay, inside the script element, we will change the details. So what is my plan is, whatever I'm just selecting, it should display the output. Okay, so let's see. So here, after this input, I'm just selecting paragraph. So number of elements with name number name, and in the script element, so next one is, I'm just creating a again paragraph to display the output. For displaying the output, I need a ID element, so I'm just giving it as a demo. Okay. So the next thing is, in the script element, we need to find the values. Okay. So let me consider let num. So I'll give here name the user Okay, and here I'm giving a name to the user. There are two names I have mentioned. So now let's get into this. So I'm going to find the numbers, number of elements with the name with a user. Number of user we are going to find. So num, inside this num, I'm just giving as document dot get element by name of what exact value you're going to find. I'm find the name, right? So name means user. User is a name. So I'm going to find the length. Okay, so everything will be considered as an object. So we'll be using our dot symbols. Okay, and finally I will print the output. So how we'll be printing this output? I'm going to print this in the ID element. In this paragraph, I'm going to print. Okay, so document dot get elements, sorry, element by ID. So ID is an individual unique thing. So that is the reason we are not having yes here. But the name is a multiple thing. So we'll use elements. Okay. So this is by ID. Then I'm giving the ID name as demo dot net HTML. I'm going to update the value. So what is the value I'm updating? I'm going to give the value as num. Okay. I'm going to print this value here. So let's see what happens. So here you can see it is showing like two numbers. If suppose I'm adding one more value like this, is adding as 3. You refresh here, you can see the value as 3. So like this, it goes on. And also, if you don't want to print it in the paragraph, you can also make it as a heading tag. To change this, you can see it is in the bold. Okay. So this is just very simple way of using, DOMs using a get elements by name. So the next one is how we can use by a tag name. So tag name is very simple. And we have one more thing called as a class names. Let's see. So here, let me remove this. Okay. So here I'm going to have some 3 paragraphs. Okay. Everything is same. Let's see how it's going to work. Okay. So let's be a 3 paragraph. I'll give some values. Okay, I have multiple values. Here, let me change this to be this one. And okay, so I'll just remove these. Okay, totally we have some 3 paragraphs. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is instead of this first paragraph, I want to display some other text. Okay, so how we can do it? So let's get into the script element. I'm just typing like document dot get elements by, what is this? This is, I'm going to use a tag name, right? So I'll choose a tag name. So what is a tag name? It is paragraph. Okay. The paragraph of which element you're going to fetch. Here we have three. So it is an array symbol. You can see that braces. So obviously this is the index value. So zeros, ones, and twos. So I want the first element to be replaced. So let me give it as a 0 here. Dot inner HTML. Okay. So inside this, let me give some values. Like welcome or okay, like this, I have given some text. So this inner HTML is nothing but this is used to update the values. Okay, it will update the value. This is one of the property. Here you can see it is showing like it is a property. And here you are mentioning a string. Okay, clear? So let me execute. If you have any kind of questions, you can just put it in. See here, it has been changed to what? The first, the element, the reference has been changed to this. If suppose I'm giving as here one, let's see what happens. So here you can see the second, that is the index number one has been changed. I'm giving that to two. Again, it will change like this. Okay. So this is how it will be working. And the next thing is we'll see about the class name. So how the class name is going to work, and we'll see some one real-time example how it is working. Okay, so let's see that class name. Okay, let me consider. We can have the same, but I'm giving some examples. But actually, both the things are same. Let me change this to a class name. Okay. So here, what you need to do is instead of the element name, here you need to create a class. Okay. So let me give a class to be B. So in this place, what we need to change, anyone, any idea? So what we need to change here in this place? So this is a class name. So what we have to mention here? Any guesses? No idea?
B, ma'am.
Okay, only B, or we need to use dot B.
Dot B.
Actually, we don't want to use like dot here because we have mentioned as a class name. So directly we can give. So I'm just giving. Uh, let's see some answer. I'm sorry, I didn't look at the chat box. Only B. Okay, okay, great. So B. So here I'm giving a zeroth index, and the same thing applies here as well. Okay, I'm just changing the text alone. If you want to change the color also, you can change it here, like style dot what exact color you want to change, everything you can mention it here. So let's see. So here what happens, this is a class B, so we are using 0. So here if I change that into 1, so this third line will be get changed, right? Third one will get changed, that is. So that's all very simple. And now we'll move on to the one real-time example how we can use this. That is how we can fetch the details on how we can get the output. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some two values. Okay. So let's see how we can do it. So to add the values, definitely I need a input, right? So let's say for an example, I'm giving a label. So let me give it as a text. Okay. And I'm giving a ID is equals to value 1. The next thing is I'm just giving a break here because I need some spaces. And next to this, I'm giving a second value 2, and enter here we can give value 1, and here we can give value 2. So these are the two things. The next one is we need a button to add this, right? So I'm just giving a button. So on click equals to, I'm going to add this. So for that, I'm giving a method name called as add off, and then click to add. Okay. So this is about the front end we have created, that is for the user purpose. So user interaction we have created. So now we will get into the script. And finally, we need to get the output, right? For output, I need one more paragraph. I just want to print it here. Let me give it as a result. Okay, the ID is going to be result. So inside this, let me create a function, get add off. Okay, first we need to fetch the value, right, from the inputs. How we can fetch this? First, I'll give a const num1. Okay, so here we need to convert the value into a number because here it is a text, right? So we need to convert that into a number. So I'm giving a number data type, and then inside this, what we need to do? We need to fetch this ID, right? So can anyone tell me how to fetch this ID? How we can fetch this ID value 1? I want to fetch the value, that is value of this ID. How we can do this? Get element by ID. Great. Okay, dot get element by ID of what is ID name? Here it is val1. Okay. And next to this, we need to fetch the value. For that, we have a object that is property called value. So I'm going to use this value property. Okay. So once it is done, so let me decrease the size. The next thing is after fetching this value, again, I need to fetch the value for the num2. Okay. So let me give a name as num2 number, and here the ID name is going to be value 2. Clear? So after doing this, I need to add it. For that, I'll create one more variable that is called as const add equals to num1 plus num. Okay, very simple. And finally, we'll be printing this. I'm giving this in a console of add. I'm going to get the value in a console. Okay, and if you want to show this in a you know in the document, then how we can print this value? We can give it like, so how we can print this? We can print like document. I'm going to print it in the that is ID result. Okay, So document dot get elements by ID of result. I'm going to print it here in the result, and then dot a property is inner HTML. So what I'm going to do is not only the value, I'm going to display this as a what? Addition like this. Okay, 1 second. Yes, guys. So here I'm going to give the value as add. Okay, so document dot get element ID. So this is going to be the result and inner HTML. Inner HTML is a changing the content. Example, the content what we will get as a addition value, right? But I want it like this addition, and then I need a value. Okay, and finally I can add one more thing like document. I want that to be colored as in some color. So get element by ID of result. Okay, and dot style dot. So what exactly you're going to change? I'm going to change this to be a color. So let it be, give it as some blue. Okay, so this is how it will be. Let's check the output. One second. Let's execute this. So here I'm giving some 20, 20. So here you can see the addition value of 40. Clear? Any doubts here? If you have any doubts, please let me know then and there so that we can understand. So I hope it will be clear for everyone how to fetch the value and how we can do it. So next thing is we'll see about the objects. I think we do in our portion we don't have answer. And we have something called as HTML elements. That is, what are the other events we can perform here apart from the mouse events and the keyboard events? What we are going to do? Okay, so let's see. It will be interesting, like node, fetching. So node is nothing but if example, can we add more than one styling in a single line? Yes, Ma, you can try that too. Styling in the sense like you're trying to add some background colors and the font size, right? Yes, you can do that as well. That is also easy. You can you can add it like background. So like this, you can add it off. Okay. And then Yes, we can go with this, nodes. So nodes is nothing but if example, I'm trying to add some element and that text over there. So how we can do it? So that is a simple logic here. See, we are going to see here. So let me remove all these. Guys, please be on mute. Okay, I think someone else not in the mute. Okay, the scenario is let's take like I have some two divisions. Okay, it consists of some text. So sorry, the division has some two text. It may be a paragraph or heading, whatever it may be. So I'm trying to add one more text. That is, I'm going to add one more text, one more paragraph to that. So how we can add this? Through JavaScript. So here we can easily add it, right? So here if I go and inside the div container, okay, I have some paragraph. Okay, like this I've given. Just copying this. And I'm giving second. This is the second paragraph. This is the first para and this is the second para. So here we have two paragraphs, right? So now what is my intention is I'm going to create some elements using a script. So how we can do this? Okay, let's see. So let me create a variable, keyword and tag. So here I have given a variable, a tag equals to this giving us document. So here I'm going to create, in this place, I'm going to create a element. So create element. So what element exactly I'm going to create? A paragraph. In addition to that, I'm going to, include some text. Okay. So inside this paragraph, I'm going to insert some text. Okay. So for creating elements, we need to use create element method. For inserting the text, we have one more method in a document object. That is nothing but a create text node. Okay. So here I'm giving like this is a third paragraph. Okay, like this I have given a text. So now is it okay? Everything is okay. So if I give a paragraph and element, definitely it is not. Why? Because you need to append this. Append in the sense here what we are doing, we are just opening the paragraph and we are ending the paragraph. Inside this we have some text, right? Here, in the same case, we need to append it. Okay, so let's take a tag variable. I'm going to append the child. What is the child name? Text. Okay, I'm just appending the child text. So now, finally, uh, so let me give here as ID is equals to some 8. Okay. Now we created an element, we have a text, we have combined, we have appended, but where it should be placed, that we need to mention. So again, we are mentioning like which element it is going to import in. So document dot get element by ID new. Okay. So here it is going to import. So let me consider as element dot append child. So again, we need to, so actually this value is in tag. So now I'm going to take the tag and I'm going to place it in this element. Okay, I'm going to append it. So let it give like this. So that's all. So now Uh, okay, so everything is fine now. So we'll just check. Yeah, so I've missed to display the output. So let me. So everything is correct. What I've missed. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So this is a very simple way of adding the elements in the text node. How we are going to append this. Okay. And the following. So we have one more example. Like we can add an element easily using this kind of things. And one more that is method that is called as the insert before method. We'll see how we can insert it. Okay, so let's see. Any questions from this? Please just post me the question if you have. Help you with that. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let it be. Okay, so here I'm just creating some ID names. ID to be P1. Here, the ID to be P2. So inside the script element, again, I'm creating the paragraph. So to create a paragraph, sorry, to create an element, paragraph element, what is the method name? Anyone knows? What is the method name we need to use? Create element. Okay. Inside this, we'll be giving a paragraph. Next is const node. So I'm going to give a text value. So document dot create text node. So here I'll just giving the value to behind with. And next, what is the third step? We need to append this, append child of node. Okay, that's it. In const element is equals to where I'm going to put all these details into this ID, right? So get element by ID of three. Then const child. Again, I'm creating one more child. So here I need to display that is paragraph 2. Okay, inside the paragraph 2, uh, that is example. So before this, I'm going to get this text. Okay, I'm going to put this text before this one. So here a document dot get element by ID. Okay, inside this, which particular ID you are going to insert this before using the paragraph 2. Okay, the paragraph 2 I'm giving. So let me change the element dot insert before of. Insert before of what? That is the first thing is the text is in the para. So para, comma, child. Okay, so let's see the output. Okay, can you see? So before this, we have this one. So if I'm changing this to para 1, we can see before the para 1, you will be getting the value. Clear? Any doubts as of now? This is a no traversal. Okay. Okay. So DOM traversal. So how we are moving to the elements, how we are working with it. Okay. Why we are reading is most especially if you are using jQuery libraries and all, it will be very useful. Okay. And next we will see about the click events. Okay. Let's see some events. I hope everyone is clear with this example. Yes or no? Have any questions on this? I hope no one has any questions. Okay. Okay, the next is I'm going to use the on click. Okay. So what is on click? We already know how we can use a on click. But one simple real time example I'm going to take, I'm going to consider like a function. That is, I'm going to count the values. That is the main important thing. So let me give a button. So let me create a button. Type equals to button. Okay. And let me close this off and I will give a value as count. What we can count the user. Okay, we'll just count the website visits. So how many times they're just getting in. So like that we can count. So here I'm creating a function like count visit is a function name. Inside this, I'm just giving some for loop. Let I equals to 1 and I'm giving as I is less than equals to 3 and I increments. Okay, so let me give it as so how many times I'm just going to calculate it for 1 to 3. Okay. Okay, the user visited, how many times he has visited? Let's check this I. So if I, it's okay. Something is missing. I'm sorry. We need to give the event name, right? On click off. What is the event name here? Count visit off. The user visited 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Like it's so totally like we can set it for 3. Okay. So this is a simple example for on click. And next, we'll see some example on click again, like example, if I want to display some thank you value, that is like the value it's going to be a thank you, then we can easily do it. So can anyone tell me, can so you can use your chat box to answer. Okay, so the task is like send, sorry, create a alert message with thank you, or we can say like Okay, so this is a text. Just do this task. I want to print this as an alert message. How you can do it? You can put answers in the chat box. 1 minute. So can you code it and or just give me the logic or functionality how we can do this? I need one button and yes, you have given like alert. You should stop this event. Okay. Okay. Kirti, you have given a JS code, but I want it like this. Example, inside the body element, I need a script element and the other HTML elements which you're going to display. Okay, like that. You need to create a function and you need to link it like this. Understood? Yes, guys, because we'll feel somewhat sleepy while we are going with this DOM. So that is the reason I'm just giving you some small exercise. Just do it. And also, I want to share you one image. I will just share it to you. That it has some 20 important events which is very important while you're working as a JavaScript developer. So I will share right now. Okay. So until please complete this. Okay, let me check. I got some two answers from the students. Himaja and Akila. Like I've given some for look. Okay, I have copy pasted this. And this one function task. Okay, okay, great. Good. So there's one more thing I try to share with you once again. Let me stop the sharing. Let me share the screen again. Because I want to tell you some a kind of activities for this JavaScript. Okay, so you may know or you are not aware of this. Okay, I feel that as if you know uh, you were aware of it, but you were not. That's not a problem. So let's check into these kind of the points, like the activities we have, like how we can create a read more content, and how we can apply the random background color to the container, and how we can create a progress bar, object sliders. Task list is very important activity. You can also create, and you can just work on it like this you'll be having. So this is a Microsoft thing. Okay, so like this you can also create your task list. And so these are the very important things. I'll try to share it here once again. Not the issue. So let me share it in the WhatsApp later. Okay. And one more activity now. Okay. Let me give one a link. Okay. So one second. I think code writer link. I'll give you some 10 minutes of time. Okay. So this like 2:52, right? We can take till 3:05, but I need all of you to answer this question. Okay, let me share the link here. Here you can see we can reverse, that is first reverse. Okay, so like code byte is there, so I want it has been reversed like ETYP like this and like this. Okay, so you want the code here. Just complete this code. I'll give you some 10 minutes. You can refer the things and you can complete it. Okay, after 10 minutes I will reveal what how it will work. Okay, but just try to do it on your own. So this is the code. Just work on it. So I'll let you know after 3 o'clock. Okay, just think and do it. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you one thing. Here you should not use any inbuilt methods to find the reverse. Okay, it should not be any inbuilt method. That is a criteria. Okay. If you know the answer, you can just post it in the chat box. Otherwise, I can review. Okay, you should not use any inbuilt method because this is very, very important. It is asked in an interview point of view. That is the reason I'm asking you. Okay. Okay, I think I can reveal this answer. Second. Okay, so here in this place, we need to reverse a string. So how we can do it? So example, they have given the function. Okay, so here we need to code. So in this place, let me create one variable that is called as str. Okay, so str of that's going to be a empty one inside. Sorry, inside this, I'll be using a for loop to iterate the string. To iterate the string, definitely we need a for loop. So next, I'm giving a variable keyword. So I is going to be 0, and after that, I need to find the string length. Okay, what is the string length? We need to find it. So str dot length, and I need to increment this value so that one by one it will get iterated. So inside this, just give me more control S. Okay, so here I will give str. Let it be a temp, so I cannot be, both should not be same. So let me give it as temp. Okay, so temp is equals to str of, so whatever the string we are giving, okay, string s of I plus, what is a temp? Temp is empty. But once it is adding the value, it will get a value. For example, the first value, what it is, it will be C, right? So C, and then it will add the next value. So next, finally, it should return the temp. So let's check. So it is giving like code byte. Yeah. So here we are getting the value. So how it has been calculated. So it will first find the values like from 0 to what is the value. So here we have already the user has given the, so this one is a read line. Okay, it is reading this line, and we are getting a output like temp is equal to str of 5. What is the str of 5? I is 0. So what is the 0th index is C. So C plus temp. So it will get reversed using this method. Clear? And next we'll again get into, is great. Someone have answered this. Yes, yes, Himaja, it is correct, ma. It is also correct. Yeah. So these are the logical questions they will be asking. It is not only a reverse string. They can also be asking the array strings. Mostly they will be the questions will be fully focusing on strings only. The mostly they will be focusing on strings. From the string itself, they can identify how the candidate is. Okay. Okay. Now we will get again get into this DOM property. So yeah, as of now, we have completed the click events, right? So what is called as a add event listener? Any idea? So what is called as add event listener? So what is called as add event listener? Have you ever heard about this word, add events? What does it mean? I think you don't have any idea. So okay, let's get into this. It is nothing but guys. For example, we are using a event in a element or JavaScript, where we are using the element, that is event. So on clickers used in a HTML elements, right? But here using this add event listener, we are going to use this in the script itself. Okay. So let's see how we can do it. So here in the body element, I'm creating one input. Okay. So input file is gonna be element, and let me give a type. Okay, button, the value. So either you can use it as an input or you can go with a button. So both are similar only. Okay, the type should you should consider the type. So the value is, I'm giving us click me. Okay, and inside the script, give a function handler of. Okay. And I'm going to create the one more function, ma'am. Your screen is not,
Ma'am,
sorry.
your screen.
Okay, okay. Sorry. Okay, so here I've given one button. Okay, so if I click that button, some action is going to perform. Okay, but what action is here? I'm going to use multiple calls. So previously we have used only one, right? But here I'm going to use multiple calls. Okay. So this is my first handler, and the again the second one is function handler Okay, let it be 1 and this is going to be 2. Okay, so then finally I'm going to use this ID to fetch the that is output. Okay, let's see how we can work on this. First, I will give the alert message. So the first for the first handler, it should display like thanks. Okay, and for the second handler, I want this to display as thanks again. Okay, these are the two different calls, first handler and the second handler. So now I'm going to display the the output. When I'm going to display, I'm going to click on the element. Which element? This input element, right? So this is an element, and you need to mention uh, the event name. So event name is on click. So there is some thing called as an arrow function. So arrow function is nothing but you don't want to mention any kind of function name or a keyword over there. You just want to give the parenthesis. You don't want to mention like what function it is or a function name. You don't want to mention anything. Instead of this, you need to use as a braces. And after this, you can mention the arrow mark and give the alert message as hello. Okay. So if you are not clear, please let me know after completing this code. Okay. Yeah. This is the first element. I'm creating a arrow function. I'm just displaying alert messages as hello. Okay. And the next thing is element dot add events listener. So here the add event listener is nothing but uh, the previous case, that is in while we are applying the event in the HTML page itself, what we will do, we'll use a get element ID, and we will use what is a function name, what is the ID name, everything we have to mention, right? But for instance, here in this particular point, we don't want to use any kind of things. We need to use a method add event listener. So after this, we need to use a click. So here, guys, you in the add event listener method, you need to mention two parameter values. What is that? First one is event. What event you are going to perform, and the second one is what is the function name. Okay, so here the event is I'm going to click the event, right? So here I'm just mentioned as a click. Here I will mention as handlers. Sorry, handler one. Okay. So first, what output we'll be getting? We'll be getting as a hello, and the second one is we will be getting as thanks, and the third one we will be getting as thanks again. Okay, let's see the output. What is this? Okay, this one. So first I'm clicking, so it is showing like hello, and second time I'm clicking. 1 minute. Mm. So add event listener. Okay. Click handler one. I'm sorry. Okay, here the click should be in a parenthesis, and the function name you should not mention. You should not mention it as in a parameters. Okay, so that is the error we are getting. So if you want to find the error also, you can just right click and you can check it in the console. Okay. So what it's saying like uncaught type error, failed to execute the add event or a event target. Parameter 2 is not a type of object. Okay. So let's see. Click on this hello, thanks, and thanks again. Clear? So this is how we'll be working with the multiple calls. I hope everyone is clear with multiple call events using an add event listener. Okay, let's get into the methods of event methods, how it will be. Okay, so the events, it is nothing but to provide a dynamic interface to a web page. Okay, so we know the basic of how we can use it with on click, but now we will work on with. Sorry, ma, your voice is breaking. Someone is asking any question. Okay, let me remove this. Kindly be on mute, Swarna. Swarna only. Okay. So now we will see about on key up events. So what is called as on key up? So it is a one kind of the mouse. Sorry, that is events. The mouse that is keyboard events. So let me give the on key up events. Okay. I'm just going to, this is a keyboard event. The click and the double click is a mouse events. Okay. Okay. So let's see how we can work on this. Let me give one simple example for this one, how it's going to be working. Okay. So yeah, the first thing is while I'm using my keyboard, it should show some that is placeholder color should be changed. That is background color. So how we can do this? That is going to be a random value. That's not going to be a fixed value. So how we can do this? Okay. So let's see. The first one is I'm giving a variable. Before that, first we will create the input. This is for the HTML. The input ID I'm giving as BG, and the event is on key up, and I'm setting up I'm going to change the background color. So the function name that is for the customized function name I'm going to give as background color. And if you want some placeholder also, you can give it here. So placeholder, write something. Okay, and then a style, give a color, let it be color. Okay. So yes, everything is done for the input element. So now we will work with the script. So script, first I will assign. So it's going to be a random color change. So let me give it as A of 0 and variable B of 0, variable C of 0. Okay, so after assigning the value 0, 0 for A, B, and C, now I will just get into the function. What is the function name I have given in the input element? That is nothing but this one. Okay, change the background off. Okay, so inside this, I'm giving a variable x. document dot get element by id. So what particular elements I'm going to fetch for this id, that is input I'm going to get. So bg closes off, and then x dot style dot. After assigning this value, I'm just going to make a background color change. So background color is, I'm just giving like RGB values. Plus A. Okay. So I'm going to change all these values, like I'm going to increment it. Okay. So one by one. So next, finally, like I'm going to increment this value by 100. So it is for a, we'll change the color. So when the up arrow is pressed, this is exactly for the background color. It will change, differently. So that is the reason we are giving this. So don't get confused, these values and all, just leave as it is. So if I say the normal thing, it will be very easy for you. That is the reason I'm just changing the way of examples here. Okay. So I'm just checking whether if the A value is, more than 255. So then what happens? So A is equal to A minus B. So we'll take the B values. And if the same thing, same condition, the condition, that is the value alone change, the condition is similar. The parameters, that is for the operand. Let me change this to B and this to B, C. Okay. So here I will change this to B is equals to A, and here it be like C is equals to B. If I write something, happen is not defined. Why? So get element by ID by BG X style background color. Okay, let me change the color here. Be something, some dark color. We can see the thing has been changing to the color, but the background has to be changed. But why it is not appearing? Okay, just leave it. As of now, just don't think about this. Okay. So what is the main thing is, if you use this particular, on key here, so your values get changed in this particular place. Example, if you're typing, that text color will get changed, or you can also use it for uppercase. You can change the text to be in a uppercase to the, a lowercase, like that you can do it. So now, next thing is we can use sorry, we can see about on mouse over. Okay, I will give you some different example for this on Kia, but the thing is the same thing. So the motto is like we need to it has to change some background or a color while you are typing in a text that is in the keyboard. That is the main criteria. So now we will see about on mouse over. Okay, what is called on mouse over? If example, I'm just if I have a box and I'm just overing on it, it should get disappear, or something it is not appeared and it should be appeared on there. That is on the div element. So let's see. First, I will create one DAV container. Okay, so let me give the ID. So ID is gonna be like hover, and then on mouse over. I'm just giving a function name. So this is again, it's one of the event, mouse event. So here I'm just giving as hover, and the style, it's gonna be a background color. Give it as a hot pink color. Okay, like this I've given. So obviously it's a container. I want that uh, to be mentioned with the property of height and width, 200 pixels. And in addition to that, I need this one like with 200 pixels. Okay, so this is how it will be looking. Hmm, as of now, we don't have anything in this container. Check. Because we have that script element, right? That is the reason it's not displaying. So here in the script element, what we need to do, we need to take this function. So function keyword, what is the function name? HOV of. So inside this, I'm creating a variable keyword is equals to just giving us document dot get element by ID. Okay. So inside this, I'm giving this ID name. So what is the ID name? I'm going to fetch. Here it is hover. So now I have selected the element or which element I'm going to work with, right? So now we will see how we can do the changes. Okay. So here, what I will do is while I'm hovering, I don't want that to be displayed. So that is the only thing we are just working on. So I'm just giving as an element that is object, and then style dot display. So the property is display. So previously we have used something called as colors, background colors, font sizes, and something like that, right? So here I'm giving as a none, display as a none. It should not display anything, but it should allocate some spaces. That's it. Okay. So let's see this. Um, Happen. Script element. So head script functions, ID. Okay, this should be in a double quotes because this is a value, right? So value is going to be the double quotes. Mm, So this is the attributes. Attribute has a multiple values. Definitely we need to use a semicolons, right? So this the attributes will be in a different. If it is a different attribute, you will give a space after the value. But inside the style attribute, we have a different properties. So here uh, I should mention like this. So that's what I'm thinking. Why? Okay. So now we will get ID hover, almost over, and style, background and color. Sorry, I've done very silly mistakes here. That colon we need to mention. Okay. So first you can see some colors has been appeared. So if I'm hovering on it, it get disappears because we have given a display as a none. So that is the important change we can do it. Okay. So this is a one of example of on mouse over. Next we will see on change event. Okay. Let's see how we can work with on change event and on focus event. Yeah. So yeah, this one is so on change event. So let I'll create one input here. So input on change is equal. So here itself I'm giving a alert message. Okay. So alert. So whatever you're typing the value, it is showing as a alert. So for that, what we need to use? We need to use this keyword and value. Okay. And then what type it is? I want that to be a number. So only number will be accepted. So I'm just giving as a number. And then you can give a style also for that number. I want that number to be displayed a margin left of some 45 percentage. I'll show you how it will be. So let me close this. Okay, the zoom level is so high. That is okay. So here you can see the number. So it is showing like -1 if I'm increasing. So whatever the values I'm giving, so it is showing like this. Okay. So this is called as a on change event. And one more thing, if you want this, value to be some 20 percentage, you can see it has been moved from this place. So that is the only reason it is in this. If you want it in the center part, you can exactly give it as a 50 percentage. Okay. So next is on focus. How we can work with the on focus event. So on focus event is nothing but it will show some the focus things. Example, it will show the output in a focused way. Example, if I have an element listing to an event, so that executes the instructions whenever it receives a focus. So that's how. Okay. Okay. So just 1 minute. We have the remaining things like validation and this one. Okay, let's have one simple quiz in between. So it will be interesting. Let me ask one question. So let's take some. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between a continue and break? Okay. I'll give you an example. So if I have some if condition, okay, inside the for loop, I have a for loop. Okay, so I'm just giving like I is equals to some 1 till I less than or equal to some 20. Okay, then I'm giving I increment. So inside this if condition, I'm just giving like get out of the loop, skips the present iteration. Great. So now here I'm giving I equals to 5. Okay, and I'm giving a break. So what will be the output for this for loop? For loop out, you should tell me the for loop output. Okay. So what will be the for loop output for break? And if the condition is I equals to some 10, and here I'm giving us continue. And again, I need the for loop output for this. Can you answer this question? We'll have some 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, I can see some answers. So the first, the break will stop in that place, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like till that, after that, we will not get any kind of values, as you're right. And for the continue, what happens? In the continue, you will be getting a values from 1 to that is 20, but it will skip a 10 value, right? Is you're right. Great. Okay, now we'll just move on to one, that is, I think on focus we need to do. So once it is done, then we will move on to the animations. How we can create animation. Better we can directly go to the animation because we are good with the events. You can also practice more events from your end. Okay, let's see how we can handle this events. It is very simple in JavaScript. We need to again here also whatever the iterations or whatever the the things you are going to do as an iterative thing, then definitely you will be using some condition. It may be a for loop or if conditions. There are two things, right? Conditional loop and we have iterative loop. Okay, so first I'm going to create a JavaScript animation. Okay. So here in this place, first I will get an image. Okay. So that image is going to move, from left to right. That is my intention. So let me take an image and I'm giving a ID, some name. So let's take some image, computer images. Let me take this image. Okay. So I've took the image address. So let's go to the SRC and paste it here. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Let's close it off. Inside this ID, I will giving us computer. So I don't want this giveaway container. So as of now, I've given a image. Okay. So for this image, if you want to set something, so actually, what are the different CSS, ma'am? Can we continue tomorrow if you don't mind? Oh, really? Okay, I think it is still what time? It is like 4:30 or what will be the timing? I think it is still 4:30, right? Only 4 p.m. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. It is like 10:30 we started. So 11:30, 12:30, and it is 2.5 hours. And again, like today we have started like 1:40, I think, right? Attendance, ma'am. Yes, I think you have already provided your attendance in the Microsoft Teams. Am I right? The Teams itself, I asked you names, right? Okay, better you can tell your attendance now, so we can continue tomorrow. And I want to tell you something, guys. Once again. So what is the thing is from tomorrow onwards, Lipika ma'am will take the session. Okay, so she will be handling the session because of some emergency purpose they have handled to me. But actually, ma'am have told me like till 4:30 p.m. It is like 4:30 p.m. Once again. Okay, ma'am. So let's take attendance and then we'll wind up. Can anyone tell me the real fact, like what is the exact closing time? I think it's 4:30 or 4 p.m. Himala. Himala, can you tell me? It's 4:30 only, no. Then what happened? It's a little boring or tired. It's too heavy subject like that you're feeling. Okay, no worries, ma'am. Used to start the attendance at 3:50 like that. Okay, okay, okay. Understood, understood. Okay, let me take the attendance then. I hope everyone would have understood what is the today's summaries. Let me recap. Okay, today we have learned what is JavaScript and what is the that is industry point of view. What are the roles we have and what is the interview task we'll be having for JavaScript. And also we learned about JavaScript events, data types, and keywords, and the simple quiz examples. And also, and adding to that, we learned about you know what is DOM, and then the event listeners, and the animations. I try to help you with the animation, but it's time up, so we can quit and we can start tomorrow. And also, we covered a lot of topics, so we have to practice, ma'am. So, okay, okay, okay. You can practice. And if you have any doubts, also you can contact me. I am also in the group. Okay. Actually, let me stop the recording. I'll be sharing the